Hey everybody, Cam Cavill here with a video on Gamestop GME on Monday, April 19th. So Gamestop closed at 164.37, up 6.26% on the day. See here on the 5-minute chart, after hours Friday, we started making that move up on reported news that Keith Gill, Roaring Kitty, essentially doubled his stake in GameStop. And then news in pre-market this morning was that GameStop CEO, find his name, that's not Jim Cramer, George Sherman, he's going to step down by July 31st or sooner if they find his replacement sooner. So got a little positive bump on that, but you see, kind of made a high 5:45 a.m. and then as soon as the bell opened, we had some profit taking occur, pulled back down into the mid 160s, one more test, get a new high 175, sellers pushes down pretty quick, sells off to the 200 EMA, and then basically the 200 EMA acts as support on the 5-minute chart until the end of the day. Real tight pattern. A lot of charts look pretty similar to this today, right? So some volatility in the morning, and then basically sideways consolidation in the afternoon. And GameStop was no different. So you see here, basically where we consolidated close was the consolidated area from last Wednesday, which was the high day of last week. So we consolidated right in that zone, and that corresponds to the high volume in the 160s, right? So 168, 164, got a lot of volume in that area, and Thinkorswim's point of control, this little red gap, basically that's the midpoint of volume, and that's basically sitting at a little higher than we closed at, but this 50 EMA on the 5-minute. So if we go out to the daily, more here focus on the candlesticks more than the volume, as I'll talk about the volume in a second. I talked about it in the video over the weekend too, but we did push sell off down, get to that 9 EMA and bounce, right? But we couldn't reclaim the 22 EMA, so 22 is sitting at 167, so still that's about where that 50 EMA on the 5-minute chart was, and also that point of control, but still pretty sizable gap up. Now we just have to get through this EMA, let's move higher, so that the high 175 did kind of push us back into this consolidated area, right? The supply zone above, the very low end of it. So you see here on the right, just the volume. When I edit here in a second, you'll see a little bit of difference, but somewhat into the supply zone. Supply zone's really sitting more at that 180, 186 level. So still like to see it move higher to test the resistance. From here we might just be consolidating sideways, filling out this triangle until the move happens one way or the other. So if we change the volume real quick, I mentioned in the other video how you do this. You go to volume profile. So if you go chart it, it takes on basically all the units, but here you can edit it. So I just go to the last 100 days. So basically takes all the big move, gets rid of all this volume that was acting out here on the bottom. So then you see the extended volume range up into the 180s. Still higher volume at 175, which we started at. That's why we got smacked down pretty quick once we crossed that 175 level. An hour into the day, and then we push back down lower, basically into an area of lower volume here. 160. So 160s was a high volume area on the 5-minute chart just from last week, but now we're taking account all prior days past, so we are in a lower volume area for now. But we'll look to see if GameStop can build on this momentum from the last week, see if this is a bottoming action here on the rising support trend line, right? So we got the gap up over the weekend, and we'll look to see if we can build on the move going forward, right? So if the markets, large markets, indices, we're kind of figuring out to be red or sideways or mixed over this week. The Fed's not speaking this week, so you're not going to get a pump there on money printing. And some pretty wild, volatile speculations in the crypto markets. Anything could happen with GameStop and the other Wall Street best plays, right? They've moved rapidly in the past. It could just take some rapid change in sentiment, or news to break one way or the other on these stocks to really fire off a catalyst. So we'll have to just wait and see what GameStop has in store. How soon they can bring in a new CEO and really get online, what they're planning to do e-commerce wise going into the summer. right? So I still think long term we're just going to fill out this triangle, and then once we get a break, either way, the move will be on. So that's what I got for you guys. Hope you got something from this video. Appreciate you taking time to watch it, and we'll see you in the next one.